Hey there everyone, I'm just here tearing apart my 2012 Rubicon 500. Unfortunately, the other day I blew a hole in the block, which is the cause of broken rod. So I am just tearing it apart, and I figured, I don't know, there might be some people out there that are going into their motor and are just wanting to have a look through and see what other people have done. So anyways, pretty much I just got off the exhaust so far, the carburetor, disconnected the shift linkage, I pulled all the hoses off of the water pump and whatnot there. I was just pulling the screws out of the water pump to get it off. I got a snorkel on it, so I got my tube pulled back and a couple of the other rad hoses and whatnot off. So I'm thinking if I'm gonna set the phone up and actually record me removing the head, but I think it's pretty straightforward, so I think I'll just cut it now and I'll skip back into when I get the valve cover off. Alright, so I got the bolts all out of the valve cover, so I'm just about to pull this off right now. I just wanted to, there we go. Okay, so there's a cam feeler and a push rod. So what's oil? What else we got here? Valve springs look good. Had brand new valve seals. And there's quite a bit of oil there, so slide her back in. So first look under the valve cover. Looks pretty normal from here. So I'm just gonna pause this again and get the rest of the bolts out for the head, and then I will click back in here when we get the head ready to pull off. Alright, so I've got all the bolts out of the head here, and we're just about to slide her off and see if we got any bent valves or anything of that such. So actually, I think I'm gonna pull that top engine mount there real quick. That is 14 mil. I'm gonna find one here. 16 here. 9/16. Where did that go? Already. Here's one. I thought you just get it off with one. I think if I can find any ratchets, I can't seem to. I'm all over the place right now. There we go. Alrighty. I'll take this. Alrighty. The weight there. This thing out of the way. Alright, so yeah, I guess you do have to take that top engine mount out. I didn't know if I did last time I had the bike apart or not. Anyways, that together so I don't lose anything. Alrighty, so let's pull the head off. This gasket is alright, so piston is absolutely shattered. The valves look like they're seated properly, but I won't go as far as saying they're okay yet. Drop bolts. So, I gotta show you guys this. So looking in here, you can see that is a big dirty crack. Wow, that thing is toast. There's a chunk of metal there. So, I don't know what, shouldn't really push that down, but from a quick glance at the top, kind of first inch of the cylinder, it doesn't look too bad. No, not even any scarring or anything. Cam there. So, anyways, I'm gonna release the cam chain through the tensioner there and pull that cam out and pull the cylinder off. And that's the 4 bolts there. There's 3 right there. You can see it's kind of dark on the camera, but there's 3 bolts along the side, and I think 1 or 2 on the back. 1 maybe. Yeah. 1 there on the back. That there is a brand new piston, only about a couple, maybe 200-300 kilometers on it. So, Namura sucks. Don't buy Namura ever. I figured I'd give it the benefit of the doubt this time and try it out. My cam chain has got some crazy amount of slack in it. It seems my tensioner isn't really all that tight. I'm not sure why that is. It's not where it's supposed to be, that's for sure. You can see it's wiggling around pretty well. The chain is pretty loose. I can almost take it off the cam gear. So that might have something to do with it. But anyways, I'm going to pause it again here. I'm going to loosen the cam chain off, take the cam chain off there, and get the cam out, pull the cylinder off, and see what kind of shambles it's in. Alright guys, so I've got all the bolts out of the cylinder now. I'm just about to pull the cylinder off here. Just wondering what's all going to fall to pieces. So, a little heads up before you pull the cylinder off. Obviously, I don't really care about this because I'm ripping my entire motor apart anyways. But anybody that would just be doing a top end, you want to make sure that your cam chain, make sure you can see it. So your cam chain, I've already taken the cam out, but your cam chain here, you'd want to, I usually zip tie it up until you're ready to take the cylinder off, and then make sure that you're holding it, and when you get your cylinder freed up and you're going to slide it off, that you hold onto it, because you don't want it to slide down into the crankcase, because then you gotta split the cases to get it back out, and nobody wants to really do that just by coming in and doing a top end. So I usually will hook it onto the water pump mount there on the corner until I'm ready to take the cylinder off, but in this case, I don't really care where it goes. It can fall down in. So, I'm going to slide the cylinder off here. Is she going to come off easy or no? Yeah. off pretty easy. Alright. So, that cylinder is fucking destroyed. As you can see, oh, I just dropped the bolt down in the crankcase as well. Never supposed to do that, but as you can see, that cylinder is totaled. And it was in really good shape when I did the top end. The piston, holy Jesus, the piston completely broke. So, looks like the whole piston broke. Oh, that's really shitty. Let's push it out here. Just gonna set the camera back up and push the piston out. Wow. So, that's the top of the piston. She's pretty wrecked. She is totaled. The only thing holding that left together is the rings. So, if you're ever, like I said before, if you're wanting to buy the Vera, this is what happens when you do. It's pretty messed up, so obviously that's junk. Cylinder